Hi, everyone, and thank you so much, Gabby, for the intro. I'm very excited to introduce the panelists for our sustainable shopping panel this afternoon. If you have questions for our panels, just as you did for the others, please post them in the YouTube comments for us to answer at the end of our panel. So first up is going to be Laura D. Laura is the owner of StudioMizolove, where she makes handmade jewelry and accessories. She's reimagining how jewelry is made by mixing unconventional materials like vintage crystal, reclaimed leather, semi-precious stones, and nature's bounty. Thank you, Laura, for joining us on our panel today. Next up is Erika Reyes. Erika is the co-founder of Inwit, a company working towards rewarding sustainable behavior and building systems to help individuals do their part. They're a takeout option for businesses and a loyalty program for dreamers, doers, pioneers, disruptors, and innovators. Thank you, Erika, for joining us as well. Next up is Lowell Lowe. Lowell is an experienced artist, architect, and founder of his own firm, Lowell Lowe Design, Inc. He's also a certified green building professional. He integrates green elements into his work by incorporating sustainable materials, using passive solar window orientation, and being mindful of the entire life cycle of the material he uses in his work, and much more. Now, I'd like to also introduce Fran Freeman. Fran is the owner of Sticky Bees Urban Honey. She's a small batch producer of surplus raw, unfiltered urban honey, gently robbed from Toronto's bees using sustainable beekeeping practices. She's also raising public awareness of the importance of pollinators and their impact on our planet. Last but not least is Kim Klopp. Kim is the founder and owner of Ecoexistence on St. Clair West, an eco-friendly lifestyle store specializing in all things better for you and the planet. Along with helping bringing sustainable products to Toronto, Kim is an advocate for sustainable living in the city. Welcome, Kim. So thank you everyone for joining us today. The first question, we'll start with you, Laura. I want to know, how does your business help individuals live more sustainably?
Okay, hi everybody. I'm super excited to be here. So StudioMizolove offers everyone a wonderful opportunity to live and wear eco. Reclaimed leather meets vintage, meets semi-precious stones, meets glam. And it's handmade with love, one-of-a-kind eco jewelry, gifts and accessories made in Canada. And I have some very exciting news to share with you. Coming soon, so follow us on Instagram, where you can go to instagram.com/studio MIZOLOVE/.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Laura. So next up, Erika, how does your business help individuals live more sustainably? Oh, make sure you unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Inwit is a zero-waste app launched this year, and it was inspired after seeing the insights from sustainability in the white pilot, and it will help people.
Erika, I think your mic is very quiet, so maybe we can move on to Lowell. Would you like to let us know how your business helps individuals live more sustainably?
Yes, hi, thanks. Yes, so I am, I guess, repurposing plastics and building these wooden furniture that is related to urban agriculture. And these are sort of examples, small initiatives, small projects that can lead to small steps that can lead to bigger steps, and that shows that our small individual actions can count. Yes, thanks.
Definitely agreed. So next up, Fran, how does your business help individuals live more sustainably?
Hi, I hope you can hear me. Sticky Bees Urban Honey is focused on producing hyperlocal honey and other hive products. We use organic and ecological practices in managing our hives. So for example, we don't feed the bees sugar, we don't give them artificial pollen, we don't medicate with antibiotics, and those unfortunately are all common practices in beekeeping. We also harvest sustainably, and we teach people how to raise their own bees responsibly.
Definitely, that's awesome. So next up, Kim, we'll come back to Erika afterwards, but Kim, how does your business help individuals live more sustainably?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. I'm thrilled to be a part of this awesome panel and the others. And we've been in business as of last week, 12 years. And I think that we've offered people a safe space to transition from conventional products. And it's great to tell people not to use this or not to use that, but really, what do they replace things with? So I designed the store like the rooms in the house. So there's a kitchen, a bathroom, a bedroom, and a kid's room. And we try to fill each sort of section in the store with the most sustainable, local, reusable, zero footprinted products that we can find. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so important to make it accessible to individuals as well. Love that. Erika, let's come back to you. Let's see if your audio is working. How does your business help individuals?
Yeah, so we're a zero waste people have as many samples there. So we have people conscious the development waste. But these girls we don't waste. For all the ones that have components that are physically and
Okay, sorry, Erika. I think we're still having some mic issues. So we'll move on to the next question. So first up, we'll go kind of in the backwards order. So Kim, how did you get into doing what you're doing?
Well, I was working downtown, and I was feeling like the hippie girl there, because I'd always had recycling bins and was, doing all the managing myself. And so I really felt that I was living one way downtown and another way when I would come home. And I was looking into buying the company I was working with. And all of a sudden it came to me that, you know what, I don't want to drive downtown anymore. I don't want to do all those things. I'd love to walk to work. And why don't I offer people alternatives to what they conventionally used, and what was really harmful for our planet. And again, 12, 13 years ago, there wasn't a lot available, and there wasn't a lot of people understanding that there was items available. So I decided I live right by the Barns, and I'm sad that I'm just not walking over there for EcoFair. But I thought, you know what, I just actually want to work and live and be a part of my community and make a difference where I can.
Definitely. I think that's something a lot of us entrepreneurs can relate to. It's like you see things happening, but you want to be part of the change as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So next up, Fran, how did you get into what you're doing, especially with beekeeping? That seems like such a unique space to be in. And also you need to unmute your mic.
Thank you for the reminder. I would say that I've always been interested in issues of food security and self-sufficiency. So probably initially as part of the Back to the Land movement, it was just a natural outgrowth to look in terms of beekeeping. And I knew that I wanted to do it organically. There were no organic beekeepers that I knew of at the time, no educational resources, no mentors. So it's been a long road. And along the way, I joined a beekeeping collective, and we got to share our mistakes and learn from them. That's why I think it's really important for me to pass on what I've learned to others through classes and mentoring.
That's amazing. I love that. So now, Lowell, we'll move on to you. So what did you, or how did you get into doing what you're doing with your architecture and your art?
With my art, I had an art teacher that I followed for many years when I was in high school, and then I would go back, and it's a long story, but having that setting and that I could go to, and it was almost like they were volunteering their time to just have us, paint, anyways. And then the furniture and stuff, plastics and these wooden designs that I'm doing is because because of the work as an architect, mostly doing like permit drawings. When there's not enough work, then I would delve into these small design projects that I can do here at my shared office and see the results very fast. And yeah, so instead of, like a commercial project or a new building or something that takes like years, right? So yes, that is mostly what, and it's all because I like to draw and design. And that was why I'm still doing what I'm doing. Yes, thanks.
Definitely. And arts are such a big component of the sustainability movement as well. You have to be creative to think of solutions to these problems. So I definitely think that's very applicable. So Erika, let's try again. How did you get into what you were doing with Inwit?
Okay, can you hear me better now? Cool. So Inwit app is a zero waste pickup app that it's going beyond the waste, because for me, I was working as a marketing professional over 7 years, and I was super focused and passionate about increasing sales. And one day I realized that my decisions, not only as a consumer, but also as a professional, were impacting the real world. So for me, in 2019, I decided to quit my industry to use my skills and passion to reduce single-use plastics. And actually, Inwit is just part of this journey to understanding our daily impacts. And I really want to help more people to understand better this big monster.
Definitely making it like that tangible solution that people can really understand in their life instead of this big scary monster of climate change. Awesome. Thanks, Erika. So next, Laura, how did you get into what you're doing with your jewelry making and arts?
Thank you. It was really my wish to change fast fashion into slow fashion and working creatively with my hands. I've always loved to, I don't mean to sound repetitive, but I've always loved to draw and create with my hands. So basically it's that, and creating new and interesting pieces that can be eco at the same time.
Definitely love that. So as we all kind of run sustainability focused businesses, that we definitely have a lot more hurdles than typical businesses would be experiencing. Like obviously business is hard for everyone, but having these conscious decisions as part of what we're working on tends to present a couple challenges. So I want to know what's the biggest challenge that you experience in doing the work that you do and providing these sustainable solutions to individuals? So Laura, we can start with you again. What's one challenge that you experience?
Okay, so first of all is to keep creating new, stylish, and quality pieces while still being eco. And another, sort of tiny hurdle, I would say, is to keep the packaging eco-friendly and truly eco. So yeah, that's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the material or reusable, or there's so many options there. That's definitely a difficult one.
Especially in covering plastic stuff, like plastics are oftentimes used to pack jewelry and accessories, and I'm trying to stay away from that.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. So Erika, what's one challenge in doing the work that you're doing with Inwit?
I think for me, it's the complexity of a problem that seems so evident. Understanding that the problem is not the material, but the way we use it. Therefore, convenience and misinformation, creating the solution that tackles the root cause and not only the material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and tracking the entire life cycle, because if you reuse plastic, that's better than single-use paper, for example. So it depends on what the systems are along with the materials for sure. And Inwit's focused on that system solution, so love that. So Lowell, what is one challenge in doing the work that you do?
Yes, I want to, bring up the issue of our dependence on engineering over and the fact that because in order to get a project, a building project steel, concrete, it has to be done by an engineer, not an architect. So, and we don't really need to use a lot of these, I guess, you know, overbearing, is that the word? You know, over-structured materials, because the whole, I think we have, you know, enough skyscrapers, and now there's a movement in the Peterborough area of Ontario. These homeowners and contractors are calling for natural materials like hemp, straw, and wood, because they sequester carbon, unlike man-made materials. Yes. So, thank you.
Yeah, materials again. It seems like it's a theme with all of us. We're trying to find sustainable solutions, and materials are such a problem in some cases. So, Fran, what is one challenge that you experience in doing your work?
I would say being mindful of native bees in the decisions I make about managing honeybees. Honeybees are a managed species, native bees are not. And honeybees can have an impact. There are concerns that honeybees maybe are gobbling up all the resources that the native bees require, or that they may be vectors for disease or pests. And so in the first case, we're on 250 acres. The honeybees require only about 10 acres of forage. So the balance of that acreage is available to native bees. We work with hygienic bees, and in a nutshell, hygienic bees have social behaviors that compensate or mitigate disease. So it's kind of like being disease resistant or pest resistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know a lot about honeybees, obviously, but it seems like there are a lot of factors that you have to manage, especially when there's like that natural side versus the other side. So
you want to keep the honeybees as healthy as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, Kim, what is one challenge in doing your work with Ecoexistence?
Well, I guess besides Amazon as a small business, I would have to say it's really the manufacturing and the consumption issue. So trying to find an equal balance for me. You know, I would prefer to have my entire store be local and all the things I ever dream of, but unfortunately that doesn't exist. But in the 12 years that I've had the shop, the selection has become much better, and offerings for people, and yeah, so really it's just I don't want to promote consumerism. You know, people always say, oh, you only have 6 of this and 6 of that. I'm not here to stock the world. I'm just here to offer alternatives to conventional products and let people know about them. So I guess really for me, it's manufacturing, because I understand the packaging and the waste and the boxes and all of it. So yeah, I guess finding a perfect product is almost elusive.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like this theme of it's the materials, but then it's also what we do with those materials across the board, no matter kind of what industry we're working in. So yeah, definitely that resonates with me a lot, I know. So we just have,
I look a lot at end of life. Where is this going to be in the beginning, at its end? So yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So we just have 1 minute left, and I just want to do a quick rapid fire of what's one piece of advice that you have for people trying to reduce their carbon footprint. And we'll start with Kim.
So I would say start really small, because every drop in the ocean counts.
Awesome. Thanks, Lara. So now we can go over to Kim.
I think you can't talk about lowering your carbon footprint without talking about meat consumption. And I still eat some meat, but I'm very conscious of it. So really, I think that instead of meatless Mondays, people could consider meat Mondays, and the other 6 days eat vegetarian. That would make a dramatic impact on our planet. And then really secondarily, what you put on your body. I'm really concerned about skincare and body care, because if it's on you, it's in you.
Perfect. Love that too. Lowell, what's one tip you have for people trying to reduce their carbon footprint?
Okay. If 3 quick ones, does that be too many? Okay.
Go for it.
Take care of plants and indoor plants. Repurposing plastics and scraps that we have that, yeah, you can use to make small art projects. You'll be amazed. And by growing your own, taking care of plants and growing your food in your backyards and indoors, and learn to compost indoors. Like, and recycling of plastics, they're all interconnected. Thanks.
Definitely. Especially being in a condo. You can compost in a condo. Fun tip. Look it up. Kathy's Creepy Crawlers, I think her business is. Love that. Okay, Erika, you are, I think, the last person. Actually, Fran, we didn't go to Fran. So we'll do Erika first, then Fran. What's one tip that you have for people trying to reduce their footprint?
For me, it's always understanding your motivation, thinking about why you want to do this, and then start up with a very tiny challenge, And then after you go with this tiny challenge, for me, it was reducing my single-use plastic bags, for instance. And then when you achieve it, then you move to the next challenge, also little, because small steps but consistent steps are better than big challenges that will paralyze you.
Building habits. Perfect. And Fran, you have the last say. What is one tip you have for people trying to reduce their footprint?
It would be eat locally, support your local farmers, shop locally.
Simple. Perfect. Love that. Okay, thank you so much for the 5 of you to join us today to chat about your business and all the things that you have to do behind the scenes and also how people can engage in the cause. I really appreciate it. So we'll jump back to Gabby now to continue with the rest of the program.